They thought he came to fade away in the desert. But what Cristiano Ronaldo did in Saudi Arabia turned into a storm no one saw coming. One man, one gamble, one kingdom forever changed. The sun sank low over Riyadh. The air buzzed, not from heat, but from something else. Expectation, rumor, uncertainty. Saudi Arabia's capital had never seen such a storm. Not from sand, but from whispers. Cristiano Ronaldo is coming. All Nassr's offices were under siege. Media vans clogged the streets. Cameras, reporters, fans. But beyond the frenzy, behind the tinted glass of a quiet jet, sat one man, Cristiano Ronaldo. At 37, many said he was done. Too old, too proud. Finished after the drama with Manchester United. Unwanted by Europe's elite. But his eyes told another story. Steel, fire, something deeper. This wasn't a man retiring. This was a warrior choosing a new battlefield. They'll regret underestimating me. That's all he said when he stepped onto Saudi soil. The tarmac boiled under the desert sun. But the crowd, thousands of them, boiled hotter. Flags waved. Phones shot skyward. Children screamed. Chants in Arabic, Portuguese, and English blurred into a single word. Ronaldo. The welcome wasn't just grand. It was biblical. A gamble or revolution. Al Nassr was no stranger to ambition. They dominated local leagues. They'd signed stars. But this was different. Signing Ronaldo was a moonshot. Hundreds of millions. Doubts. Criticism. Risk. The Saudi Pro League had been called a retirement home. But Al Nassr's president, Musali Al-Muammar, saw something no one else did. We're not buying a player, he told his board. We're buying a future. Behind closed doors, the first few weeks were chaos. Training facilities scrambled to adjust to the cameras. Security tripled. Every touch Ronaldo made in training was recorded, dissected, analyzed. But behind the glitz, he worked. Harder than anyone. He arrived before sunrise. Left when the moon was high. No selfies. No interviews. Just sweat. The local players, some in awe, others unsure, watched in silence. One, young winger Sami Al-Khadi, dared approach him. "Why are you working so hard?" he asked. Ronaldo smiled. "Because winning isn't just a habit. It's a disease. And I'm still infected." First match, the heat in the eyes. It was a sold-out crowd. Not just a match, an event. Foreign journalists flew in. The world tuned in. His debut was against Al-T, a gritty, underrated side with a point to prove. Whistles, jizz, and then the kickoff. From the first moment, Ronaldo was hunted. They tackled him hard, pressed, elbowed, but he never flinched. In the 64th minute, with the score level, the ball came loose on the edge of the box. He took one touch, then a second, and then a missile. Top corner. The net rippled. The crowd erupted. And the Saudi League was no longer just a league. It was his league. But shadows lurked. Not everyone was pleased. Some foreign stars watched jealously. Whispers spread. He was disrupting the locker room. Reporters waited for a meltdown, a tantrum, something. But they got nothing. Just goals. And silence. Ronaldo didn't come to talk. He came to conquer. Off the pitch, an unseen battle. He wasn't just adapting to a league. He was adapting to a culture. Language barriers. Climate. Customs. He studied Arabic greetings. Respected prayer times. Refused a party. Instead, he built a fortress. A disciplined, relentless life. His mansion became a temple. Gym. Ice baths. Tactical reviews. Even his family adjusted. Georgina learned the culture. The kids picked up phrases. They explored Riyadh not as tourists, but as students. The mission behind the money. Many said he came for the money. Riyals. Endorsements. But what few realized, he was building something. A brand beyond Europe. A legacy beyond goals. He wasn't just a player now. He was a movement. Merchandise soared. Attendance record shattered. Kids across the Middle East wore yellow. Not Barcelona. Not Madrid. Al Nassr. And then the call came. A mysterious envelope arrived at the club one morning. Inside was a black invitation. No logo, no letterhead, just a sentence. Prove it. In the desert. And a GPS coordinate, deep into the empty quarter, where no football pitch existed, where no man had ever played. The GPS coordinates led to nothing, just sand, endless, burning sand. No roads, no people, no signs of life. Yet there he was, Cristiano Ronaldo, standing alone in the heart of the Rub al Khali, the empty quarter, the most desolate stretch of desert in the world. Why? Why had he come here? Because a challenge was whispered, not screamed. Because legends don't wait for permission. Because proving yourself sometimes means facing no one but yourself. A secret match like no other. The coordinates led him to a tent. Inside, 3 men in thorbs. One of them, a retired Saudi royal. Another, a European billionaire. The third was wearing a coach's whistle. You said you could do anything, the royal said. Then play. Here. Now. Suddenly, a chopper roared above. Out came 11 players. Not just any players, ex-internationals, former captains, champions. They wore black kits. Anonymous. Ruthless. No referees. No cameras. Just heat, sand, and the game. A private challenge. A test. The sand wasn't the problem. The silence was. There were no fans. No chants. No glory. Just breath. Sweat. Heat so thick it turned every inhale into fire. The ball didn't bounce right. His boots sank into sand. His vision blurred. But he played. Not like a star. Not like a millionaire. But like a man possessed. He slid. He sprinted. He dove. Every tackle cut into his legs like blades. Every sprint felt like pulling iron through fire. And still, he rose. And still, he moved. And when the anonymous striker broke free on goal, Ronaldo, yes, Ronaldo, tracked back 60 yards and blocked him, chest first. Then, with a roar, he launched a counterattack. 3 passes later, he was on the receiving end. 1 touch. Volley. Goal. They didn't clap. They nodded. The silent crowd of elites didn't cheer. They exchanged glances and nodded. Game over, one said. Let him go. And Ronaldo, with sand caked into his boots and blood on his socks, walked into the sunset. No trophy, no photos, just a whisper that would spread across borders. Ronaldo didn't come to end his career in Saudi Arabia. He came to rewrite what it means to be unstoppable. Back in Riyadh, a different Ronaldo emerges. Days later, Nassr noticed it. He was different, sharper, faster, angrier. Training turned into war. He shouted when the ball was lost. He praised when the young players shined. And the squad, once shaky, began transforming. 1 goal turned to 3. 1 win turned into a streak. Al-Hilal, Al-Ittihad, Al-Shabab. None could stop the storm. And yet, behind the headlines, behind the celebrations, something darker stirred. Enemies in yellow. It wasn't just other teams watching Ronaldo rise. It was his own teammates. Some resented the spotlight. Others hated his demands. One, a seasoned striker, refused to pass. In the locker room, tension grew. A leaked video caught Ronaldo slamming a locker shut. We don't win with pride, he barked. We win with blood. And then came the ultimatum. Al-Nassr's board met secretly. We're winning, one said, but we're divided. What if we gave him too much power? Another asked. Then the president spoke. He didn't divide us. He exposed us. Now we choose, rebuild with him, or return to mediocrity. 1 match to define the season. They chose to stand with him. And fate delivered the moment. The derby of Riyadh, Al-Nassr versus Al-Hilal. 2 giants, a city divided. And Ronaldo, a man on a mission. The stadium shook with 70,000 voices. Royalty watched from the VIP box. Cameras broadcasted to over 100 countries. And then, Ronaldo walked out, not as a player, as a general. From the skyline of Riyadh to the dark alleys of Mecca Street, no one was calm. Even the skies seemed heavier that day, gray, almost waiting. This wasn't just a football match. This was war. Al Nassr versus Al Hilal, the fiercest rivalry in the kingdom. But now, it was different. Now, Cristiano Ronaldo was here. And he wasn't just carrying a football. He was carrying expectations, doubt, ego, and legacy, all wrapped in one armband. The battle begins. The referee's whistle pierced the night like a blade. Kickoff. Fire. The first 10 minutes were pure chaos. Al Hilal came to crush him. Double marks. Dirty fouls. Shoulder checks. They didn't want to beat him. They wanted to break him. And for a moment, it looked like they might. In the 18th minute, Ronaldo took a heavy challenge near the sideline. He rolled hard. Didn't get up. The stadium went silent. Even Al Nassr fans held their breath. Was this it? Was this how the gamble ended? But the storm rose. Then, he stood up. Not limped. Stood. Eyes like thunderclouds. No protests. No theatrics. Just fury. He adjusted his socks, cracked his neck, and whispered one word to the Hilal defender. Now you've made it personal. What followed wasn't football. It was a reckoning. The goal that broke the kingdom. 35th minute. Midfield press. Ball to Ronaldo, 25 yards out. Two defenders converged. He cut left, then fake right. Time slowed. And then, a strike of lightning. The ball curved through the air like a guided missile. Top right corner. Goalkeeper frozen. Goal. Stadium in shock. Commentators screaming. Unstoppable. From another planet. He didn't celebrate. No shirt off. No knee slide. He just stared at the Al Hilal bench, like a predator reminding the jungle who owned it. But Hilal wasn't done. Second half. Al Hilal came out like a wounded beast. They attacked. Hard. In the 60th minute, they scored 1-1. The fans roared. Momentum shifted. The pressure grew. Al Nassr's midfield crumbled. Their defense leaked. Ronaldo barked orders, directed like a general. But it wasn't enough. 82nd minute. Counterattack. Hilal striker threw on goal. The shot came. And then, blocked. Not by a defender. By Ronaldo. Sliding. Diving. Giving everything. The man who was supposed to be finishing goals was now saving them. Because this wasn't just a match. This was everything. The final blow. 87th minute. Free kick. Foul on the edge of the box. Ronaldo placed the ball. Crowd roaring. Pressure unimaginable. He closed his eyes. Breathed. Then stepped back. The whistle. The run-up. The strike. A laser. It dipped. It spun. It kissed the post. And went in. 2-1. The crowd exploded. The bench ran. The city trembled. But the match wasn't over. In the 94th minute, Al Hilal got a corner. Final play. Their goalkeeper came up. The ball floated in. Chaos. Bodies everywhere. A header. Off the crossbar. And who cleared the rebound? Cristiano Ronaldo. One last sprint. One final roar. Whistle. Game over. What followed was bigger than football. In the press conference, Ronaldo didn't gloat. He didn't smile. He said just one thing. I didn't come here to entertain. I came here to lead. And lead he did. The ripple effect. Over the next week, Al Nassr's jersey sales tripled. Al Hilal fan created petitions to rematch. ESPN and Sky Sports added Saudi League coverage. Kids in Pakistan, India, Egypt, and even China began wearing Al Nassr kits. Even Messi, yes, Messi, was asked about the game. He simply smiled and said, Cristiano never stops. But in the shadows, a plot brews. Far from the stadium, in a Riyadh villa, 3 club owners met quietly. One sipped bitter coffee. Another stared at a spreadsheet. He's too powerful, one said. He's not just changing the game. He's changing the country. We have to stop him. And thus, a new threat was born, not on the field, but off it. The victory over Al Hilal echoed through the kingdom like a thunderclap. Cristiano Ronaldo had become more than a player. He was now a symbol of ambition, of defiance, of dominance. But symbols are dangerous, because the more power they carry, the more enemies they draw. And in the shadows of Riyadh, those enemies were already moving. The secret alliance. It wasn't just jealousy. It was fear. Ronaldo wasn't supposed to succeed here. He was supposed to fade quietly into the desert heat, cash his paycheck, and bow out. Instead, he ignited a wildfire. Sponsors were lining up. TV rights soared. Even European clubs began scouting in Saudi Arabia. The old powers in the league, presidents, owners, influencers, felt the ground shifting beneath them. They didn't want evolution. They wanted control. So 3 clubs, 1 agent, and a corrupt federation official met in secret. They had a plan, one that wouldn't destroy Ronaldo on the pitch, but off it. The setup. 1 week later, Ronaldo was informed he'd breached conduct codes. A charity visit he made to a children's hospital wasn't approved. The footage leaked, edited, twisted. Headlines exploded. Ronaldo defies protocol. CR7 in trouble. Then came the fines. Then the media storm. Nassr's board grew silent. Even President Musali Al-Muammar was pressured by forces beyond the club. Sponsors wavered. Commentators flipped sides. Pundits who once praised him now asked, "Is Ronaldo bigger than the league?" The locker room cracks. Inside the squad, whispers became rumors. Ronaldo was too controlling, too demanding. He doesn't respect our culture. Even some teammates he had mentored began pulling away. They were afraid of being associated with a man under fire. But one man stood by him. Sami Okadi, the young winger who once asked Ronaldo why he worked so hard. "You taught me to fight," Sami told him. "So now, we fight for you." The ultimatum. It came on a silver plate. Literally, a formal letter from the league, delivered by hand, signed with royal ink. 1-match suspension, public apology, or expulsion. It wasn't about a hospital visit. It was about control. They didn't want compliance. They wanted surrender. And everyone expected him to fold. After all, this wasn't Madrid. This wasn't Manchester. This was the kingdom. But they forgot who they were dealing with. The response heard around the world. Ronaldo walked into the press conference alone. No agents. No PR team. No Al-Nassr officials. He stepped to the MIC. Respect is earned, not demanded. Legacy is built, not gifted. And I didn't come here to bend. I came here to build. If I must walk away for telling the truth, then I will. But know this, you cannot silence what I've started. Then he walked out, leaving the nation and the footballing world speechless. The revolt. That night, something wild happened. All Nassr fans gathered in front of the club's headquarters. Thousands. Banners. Flags. Chants. "We stand with Ronaldo. Let the storm stay." Storm of Riyadh trended globally. Other players, even from rival clubs, began posting support. Former legends, Kaka, Drogba, even Zidane, tweeted their respect. The league had underestimated the fire he'd lit. Now it was a wildfire. And then came the call. From the very top. Not just the league. Not just the board. The Crown Prince himself. He requested a private meeting. Ronaldo arrived, alone. They talked for 2 hours. No media. No leaks. But when he left, everything changed. The redemption match. The league lifted the suspension. No apology required. But Ronaldo wanted more. He wanted the next match to be public. A statement. And it came. Against the team owned by one of the very men who plotted against him. Al-Nassr versus Al-Ittihad. A packed stadium. A continent watching. The final storm. The game wasn't just electric. It was mythical. Ronaldo scored in the 10th minute. Again in the 33rd. Assisted in the 60th. But it was a 90th minute moment that carved his legend in stone. With a score 3-3, Ronaldo took the ball near midfield. Dribbled past 2 defenders. Then chipped the goalkeeper from 40 yards. The stadium exploded. Fireworks lit the sky. Commentators screamed his name like a hymn. Full circle. After the match, Ronaldo didn't celebrate. He walked straight to the touchline, pulled off his captain's armband. and handed it to Sami Al-Qadi. Then he took the MIC. Old Nassr gave me a chance. The kingdom gave me a stage. And together, we made history. Now, it's your turn. He didn't retire. He evolved. The legacy. Months later, Al Nassr had their best ever season. Youth academies across the region exploded in enrollment. The Saudi League was now in FIFA's top 5 for global views. And Ronaldo? He became something beyond the game. A mentor, a movement, a desert storm that forever changed the land he chose last.